John R. Wooden Women's Player of the Year award presented by Principal, given by the Los Angeles Athletic Club. And this year's award goes to, I know you're going to be shocked by this, Iowa's Caitlin Clark for her record-breaking season. She broke the all-time D1 scoring record, set a new three-point record, came within one win of Iowa's first championship, and then some, and then some, and then some. And we are so excited to bring her in. Caitlin Clark, National Player of the Year, Wooden Award winner, so many accolades. It could become old hat, Caitlin, because you get honored so much. How do you sort of keep all of this in perspective?
I think the biggest thing is just like how fortunate and lucky I am. Like these awards never get old. I'm super fortunate to have a team like I do, to have played for a university that supports women's basketball so much. And the 2 seasons that we've been able to put together the last couple of years have been really special. So I know it goes fast, but I think the biggest thing I've tried to remind myself is just how grateful I am, and a lot of people would want to be in my shoes. So that's kind of how I try to view everything.
Caitlin, I got to ask you, when you saw that at one point 24 million people were watching you play basketball on Sunday, what did you think?
It's so hard to wrap your head around. I mean, just when you see those numbers up against some of the biggest sporting events in the world, whether it's the Masters, whether it's the NBA Finals, whether it's college football, I think that really puts into perspective what we're able to do and the way people want to watch women's basketball and watch women's sports. And it's grown even over the course of the last year. I mean, 8.9 million was special last year in the national title game, and then 18.7 this year. I think it just shows where women's basketball can go and women's sports in general when you give them a platform. So I know our team and our program and our university was just lucky to be a part of it. And obviously South Carolina, them too. The season they had was just incredible. There's only so much you can do. And Coach Staley is, one of the best all time. So it was fun going up against them.
You mentioned Coach Staley, and I know that you've seen her post-game comments about you from Sunday, but just for the people at home, I want to remind them exactly of what she said. Listen in.
I want to personally thank Caitlin Clark for lifting up our sport. She carried a heavy load for our sport, and it just is not going to stop here on the collegiate tour. But when she is the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, she's gonna lift that league up as well. So Caitlin Clark, if you're out there, you are one of the GOATs of our games, that we appreciate you.
Caitlin, I'm just wondering, you've shown so much poise, so much maturity, but were there ever times, she talked about that load, that during your career you just felt a little burdened by all of this?
I think there was definitely points in my career where you can kind of feel the pressure, but Coach Bluter always tried to remind me, pressure is a privilege, and I'm so lucky to be in this moment. And I think more than anything, just the confidence. Like, this is a team sport. That's always what I relied on, and I had so many people around me supporting me, and that's what I was always, just fell back on.
Absolutely. I mean, you broke 45 records. 45 records, exactly. You're laughing. That's absolutely absurd. But we did a Mount Rushmore segment on the pregame show before the championship game, and of course we put you on the Mount Rushmore. And I'm just wondering if you have your own personal on-court Mount Rushmore of moments from your career that are seminal moments to you.
Oh, that's tough. There's so many. I mean, you can go back to like even my freshman year when we beat Kentucky to advance to the Sweet 16. A lot of people at the time never thought Iowa women's basketball would be there in that moment. And obviously I was a freshman and our team was super young. Indiana buzzer beater my junior year, winning the Big Ten regular season title my sophomore year, 3 Big Ten tournament championships in a row, 2 Final Fours, back-to-back national title game appearances. Obviously beating South Carolina was huge for our program too. There's so many moments. It's hard to pick out, but I think even like I appreciate all the moments in between, not even like just the on-court stuff, whether it was interacting with young fans, whether it was the goofy moments with my teammates in the locker room, like all of those are what I'll cherish for forever.